Welcome to another episode of Brockport Weekly. I'm Mackenzie Moore.
And I'm Alec Richardson. We have a great show for you today. So Mackenzie, how was your week? You have any midterms?
Yeah, I had quite a few, but they all ended up going really well.
Oh, that's good.
How are yours?
Mine were about the same. I had a couple, but they turned out really well. I think I got some good grades on them. And we've got the mid-semester break now coming up.
I'm so excited.
Me too. I'm actually going out to Potsdam for the weekend. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm going home, and I haven't been home since the beginning of break.
Oh, that'll be fun.
The beginning of the school year, so I'm really excited to go.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to get muddy? Blasted by fire hoses? Yelled at by drill sergeants? Well, ROTC is hosting its first annual Muddy Eagle Run on Saturday, October 23rd at 10 a.m. It is a 5K run with 8 obstacles along the way. If you are interested, you should register to participate by going to the Union next Monday through Friday. Individuals are $10 and teams of 4 are $35. All proceeds go to help the College at Brockport cadets buy equipment for their competitions.
That looks so much fun.
It does. I might actually try and do that. 5K sounds tough, but...
Yeah, but the obstacles seem really cool.
They do, yeah.
Definitely.
Might give that a try.
So how's the weather looking for this weekend? Have you heard anything?
I haven't, but Nicole Parker has. Let's see what she's found out.
Hi, I'm Nicole Parker with your Brockport Weekly Weather. Let's take a look at this storm on Friday. You have this low pressure system centered over pretty much the whole northeast coast. You're going to see with that a lot of heavier rain and wind totals than we're used to seeing. We've got this cooler air being swept over the east coast. That's going to bring with it some high windfall totals between 40 and 50 miles per hour gusts for most of the east coast. Along with it, it's going to pull along some of that rain, and even for higher elevations, you might see a bit of snow on Friday and into Saturday. Looking at your rain, we're going to see some heavier rain centered around Maine and Massachusetts, with heaviest rain being between 1 and 3 inches. Not quite as much for Brockport. We're going to see between 1/4 and 1/2 inch, which isn't too much, but it's just going to keep coming as it moves through Thursday, Friday, and Friday night. Looking at the wind, you're going to see some stronger winds with wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour for central New York and into eastern Pennsylvania. Not quite as much for Brockport. We're going to see gusts between 40 miles per hour and some sustained winds around 15 to 30 miles per hour. Still something to look out for Friday and into Friday night. For this weekend, you've got this high pressure system centered over the south. That's going to bring with it some nice warm weather for them and mostly clear. You also have this warm air being pushed up from Mexico. Now the Midwest is going to see some warmer temperatures than they're used to seeing, between 5 and 10 degrees warmer. So they've got that to look out for. But as we move on into Sunday, this low pressure system over the Hudson Bay brings this cold front just dragging along behind it, and that's going to sweep in some of that cooler air for the Midwest and eventually on into our area. This low pressure system, like I said, into Saturday and Sunday is going to keep moving up the coast, bringing behind it some of those cooler and windier temperatures, and we're going to see some partly cloudy skies for that, which will be nice after the rain we've been used to seeing. Take a look at your fall colors. We are at our peak, so you're seeing those nice red, orange, and yellows at their best right now. As we move on into later October and into early November, those leaves are going to start falling, and we're not going to see those nice colors, unfortunately. Take a look at your Friday night out. You're going to see a low around 41. Winds are going to be higher with from the north at 15 to 20 miles per hour, and wind gusts up to 40 miles per hour with some heavier rain, so that's something to look out for if you're going to go out. Looking at your 5-day forecast, Friday you've got that rain and a high of 53. Saturday and Sunday looks to be partly clear as that storm system moves out of our area, and a high around 53 to 58. Monday and Tuesday, those partly cloudy skies are going to continue, and we're going to see highs around 56.
So the weather actually looks kind of bad this weekend, doesn't it?
Yeah, Friday's going to be a little bit of a disappointment, but hopefully the rest of the break will be nice for people that are going home.
Definitely. Yeah, I'm going apple picking this weekend, so hopefully the weather turns out well.
That sounds nice.
Yeah.
I just want some home-cooked food.
Oh, I know.
I'm so excited for that.
absolutely.
Speaking of cooking, let's toss it over to Sarah Mess in the kitchen and see what she's got for us this week.
This week on the weekly recipe, we're going to make Rice Krispie peanut butter balls. For the recipe, you'll need Rice Krispies, peanut butter, sugar, and corn syrup. So over your stove, use a large pot and set it on medium heat. You're going to measure out 2 cups of corn syrup. And then put the sugar in, and you're going to mix these two together until it dissolves. So mix the corn syrup and the sugar together until it's dissolved. Now that the sugar and the corn syrup are mixed together, add the peanut butter. And keep mixing that. Right now you're kind of making the glue that'll hold the Rice Krispies all together. So once the peanut butter, the corn syrup, and the sugar are all mixed together, turn off the heat and add the Rice Krispies. And stir. It's going to stick together a lot, so you might need to scrape off your spoon and continue mixing then, because it'll clump. All right, once it's all mixed together, you're going to take your pot and we're going to go back over to the counter because we're going to roll them into balls. So the next step is to take the mixture and you're going to form them into balls. It's going to be hot, so just grab it a little bit with your fingers. You can use a spoon too, and you're going to mold them together and set them out on a non-stick surface like wax paper so that they start to harden. You're going to have to work kind of fast so that the peanut butter and everything doesn't harden in the container, in the pot. And after you've rolled them out, allow them to cool and harden, and then they're all set to eat. You can also coat them in chocolate for an extra fun way of eating them if you would like. Yummy. To view the recipe for the Rice Krispie peanut butter balls, visit brockporttv.com.
Wow, Sarah, those look fantastic.
Absolutely, I want to try them right now.
I am glad I'm going home because that really makes me want some home-cooked food.
Absolutely, me too. That looked absolutely delicious.
Well, there's a lot going on in sports this week, so let's toss it over to the Eagles Nest.
Welcome to the Eagles Nest. I'm your host, Brian Mazurowski. Tonight on the program, we have Matt Avery in studio. Matt's a star on the men's cross-country team, and he'll give us a little insight on the team's progress and their outlook for the rest of the year. We've also got Ryan Gates with your Brockport Sports Update to catch you up on all the action you missed. And a brand new segment coming up tonight. We'll go a little Vegas on you with some over and unders. All this and much more coming up on the Eagles Nest. Welcome into the Eagles Nest. I'm Brian Mazurowski, and we're here with our first guest of the evening, senior runner Matt Avery. Matt, how are you?
Doing well, and yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. One of only a few seniors on the cross-country team. What does that bring to practice every day? Not a whole lot of veteran leadership, I guess you would call it. A lot of young guys. What does that make your role on the team?
I mean, it's pretty big. We do have a very large freshman squad this year. Same thing, our sophomores, our freshmen from last year. There's a lot more of them than when I came in. Like you said, one of three, my incoming class was very small. It's definitely a big change in atmosphere. When I was a freshman, though, we only had 3 seniors as well. I'm used to it. I know what it's like. It definitely is a burden on our shoulders, me and Ryan and Mike, to sort of keep them in line, though.
Do you think that might help some of the freshmen maybe grow into those roles a little quicker if they have to do more policing of themselves?
Absolutely, yeah, and it's definitely on the juniors and even some of the sophomores as well.
For yourself, SUNYAC Runner of the Week, the last 2 out of 3 weeks, personal accolades like that. What do they do? How do they fuel the fire for you?
It's huge. I mean, the SUNYAC conference is one of, if not the most competitive conference in the nation for distance running. So it's really a high honor to be graced with that, and it really does fuel me to continue to race well individually in races. It also, keeps the guys happy that I'm running so well, keeps them motivated as well. So that's good.
What do you think's been the secret so far this year for you?
Yeah, hard work. It doesn't come with. There's no secret for distance running. It just takes years of dedication. I've been putting the work in for 4 years now, and it's paying off.
Lots of travel in the sport of not just cross country, but track and field as a whole. How much more emphasis does that put on your one home meet every year?
Well, it's definitely, it's very important to us to do well at our home meet. It's nice because we do that same loop in our workouts all the time. Every week, at least once we run there and do workouts. It's fun to come home and try and beat people on our home course. It's definitely important to us and our coach. And it's also good to have people there cheering for us.
Of course, SUNYAC Championships this year in Oswego.
Yep.
Like we said before, you do a lot of traveling in the sport, but the difference is where last year you had it at home, this year in Oswego. You had the championships were at home last year?
With the outdoor track championships here.
Outdoor track championships. Where was the cross-country championships?
That was in, last year it was Cortland.
Cortland.
Yeah.
So not too far apart there, but traveling for a meet of that magnitude.
Yeah.
How do you prepare? On the bus ride, going over there, you're getting ready for basically what you've been working for all season.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prepare for something like that where, you have a long bus ride out there. It's not like you can just roll out of bed, warm up.
Well, most of the time for our big meets, for SUNYACs and for regionals, and obviously nationals, we'll be staying in a hotel the night before. So what I like is that I'm used to in my championship seasons having a little routine beforehand. I could go to bed in a hotel. I have my stuff all set up next to me. Wake up the next morning, take a shower. It's a very nice routine that I get used to. Not so much in the early season meets where we usually will go and ride the bus up in the morning. Most of the time for SUNYACs and for regionals and nationals, we'll be taking a bus in the night before, though. So we get a full night's rest of sleep, which is good.
Well, you keep running the way you do. We'll certainly be seeing a lot of you, not just in the SUNYAC, but hopefully the national, regional, and championships.
Thanks.
Good luck the rest of the way, and thanks for joining us once again.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll take another break, come back, sports update. Stay tuned.